This is Anna's cake moment. This is Anna's cake gate. It's like she took a lesson from the Amberlynn Reid School of blaming her audience.
It's not okay.
Oh, Anna, tell her to go burn in heck with the former president. Tell her.
And I don't.
Hello, beautiful people. It's Mama Goob. So today I wanted to circle back around to Anna O'Brien from Glitter and Lasers. She posted a Q&A session with her, and I thought it was quite funny in the ironic sense. And I'll comment throughout the video on the things that I find curious, per se. She also discusses weight loss and weight loss surgery, and she really tries hard to ride both sides of the fence on this, which I hate. Pick a side, man. You're not going to please everybody, because she struggles with the fat acceptance people or having to lose weight for her health. You know, the two don't match. The fat acceptance people don't believe that any weight is bad. All right. And then the doctors, they're all pretty much, Anna, you weigh too much. So anyways, without further ado, let's take a peek at this video and see what Anna's got for us today.
So about a week ago, I asked you guys what questions you had, and I got a lot. I'm going to answer some of them today. Some of them might become inspiration for future videos, but I'm going to go with the spicy ones because nobody wants to watch a boring Q&A. We want to hear all the tea.
Remember how she says this. Just recall the sentence. And also, she obviously picked the questions. And this will be evident later on that she didn't pick them very well.
All the drama, why not? Why not? And also, I don't care anymore.
That is evident. But you'll also see in a minute, she still cares.
I'm no longer ashamed of my opinions. And guess what? That's what therapy will do for you. So I'm going to start with one that I thought was very spicy, or at least could be spicy, which is, what's your stance on medical assisted weight loss? Not for you, just in general. I just had mine and I'm curious. Much love. Here's my thought on it. I think it's your decision. And I think it's a fine decision either way. You can choose to do it or choose not to do it. I think that we put too much pressure on people to give them a perspective that there's a right or wrong answer.
Well, right. But for some people, if they could have lost the weight themselves, they would have already done it. And plus, this is not 20 pounds we're talking about. We're talking about people who are significantly obese and have associated problems related to their obesity, like diabetes, high blood pressure, you name it. Or just another illness that is harder to manage because you're obese, like MS. Typical example. So, you know, while I can't say black and white, but somebody at her weight needs a little bit of help because all she's done is gain weight through the years.
I don't think it's about right or wrong. I think it's about what's right for you. And there's a lot of different ways you can do that. You can do that with shots or pills or surgery. And the reality is you are the only person who knows what the right choice is for you and your body and your health.
Your doctor. You need to listen to your doctor.
So I hope that you get the help you need to make the right decisions for you. That's it. I do not like that we bully people who pursue weight loss because I understand why a lot of people.
Yeah, this is a funny comment.
People want and in some cases need to lose weight. And I also understand people who don't want to lose weight. I think that there are reasons and meanings and purposes.
I will never understand somebody who's north of 300 pounds and does not want to lose weight. I just won't ever get it.
Well beyond the basic explanations we get on the internet, and it is not my responsibility to deeply and passionately understand every single person and their motives on this planet.
Of course.
The best thing I can do is stay in my own lane and worry about my own health and
very true.
Let everybody else make the best choices for them. So that is my opinion. I don't care. I don't care in a respectful way, but really, I don't care. I don't care what you do with your body. As long as you're not deliberately hurting somebody else, I think make the choices.
So here's the thing. And even with Amber Lynn, you are hurting other people by your weight. You're hurting your family who's worried about losing you. Okay. So you are hurting people. No, you're not, doing bad things on the street to random strangers, but believe it or not, you are really hurting your family with your morbid obesity.
That are best for you. I have a couple questions about the Hallmark style film that I was going to film and the space we were going to purchase. I'm just going to clear that up. We did talk about this in an old video, but I do not remember which
She even did a clothing haul for this stupid Hallmark thing, which I was never going to watch because that is way not my cup of tea.
one it was. But essentially, I got really, really sick last year.
She did.
And I also had some medical things crop up. And
She did.
I'm still dealing with a lot of that
Hashimoto's, and she got COVID super bad in like December, January.
medical stuff. It just takes a lot of time. And so I've had to cut back my actual output to make room for that. Now, hopefully in the future, things will get a little bit better and I won't need to be going to the doctor as often. And then maybe we can revisit it. I'm also going to think about things like the economy, which is very different right now than it was last year. So I can't really say when we'll.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. It was when she announced this like Hallmark style movie, she was talking about the significant investment and money she was putting on the line for this. So I wonder how much she ended up losing by canceling the video. Or is there really another reason, like maybe she just didn't have enough money? I don't know.
Revive that
And you know what? I don't care either.
project, but that's why it was put on hold, is because I was sick. That's pretty much it. And as far as the space that we were going to purchase, we got very far down the line. And then we realized we didn't trust the builder. And I just had a feeling in my gut that not to trust the construction of the building. With how it all netted out, I feel like I made the right choice. And, we will probably be looking for a space sometime in the future. But right now, I'm again just focused on my health as my number one priority. And again, things like finding a new location and then getting it ready for filming and actually having an office add a lot to my plate. So I'm just not going to do that until my health is where I need it to be. So yeah, just prioritized, focused on my health right now. But none of those projects have gone away for forever. They've just gone away for now. Will you be recording vlogs or other content besides hauls? Yes. So it's kind of tough. We did split the channel. The other channel is.
All right. Is her blinking microwave bothering anybody else? What does it say? Food's ready? I don't know. Let's see.
Really focused on.
Yeah. She put something in the microwave to cook and she didn't grab it before she filmed. That beeping incenses. It makes me like angry. So like I open the microwave and shut it just so I don't have to hear the freaking beeps.
Travel and travel tips and exploring the world in different bodies, not just plus bodies. We're trying to actually add and have insight into mobility issues and just other issues people might face when traveling that might affect.
I think I've only watched one video and I was like, meh.
How they travel. As for this channel, it's going to be primarily focused on fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. So it includes like me.
Oh, by the way, I'm starting a second channel. And by the time you see this video, that video will be posted. It basically centers around travel, speaking of travel. And for now, since really the only places I've been are New York, Illinois, and Massachusetts, related to different things, those are the only travel vlogs you're going to see initially. So the first video that I have up there is actually about the 9/11 memorial. It's pretty emotional. So if you're into that thing, check it out. I'll put a link to the new channel in the description.
Talking about my health or about things going on in my life. Things that are more like exploring new activities and stuff like that will live on adventures. But you'll see things like vlogs and what I'm wearing when I'm traveling. Like we'll probably capture what I'm wearing in Disney because I'm going the end of the I'm going soon. So yeah, it's gonna be a mix here. We are having a lot of hauls right now just because I'm here, I'm in Austin, and we're planning some other things that just take a little bit more time to get sorted. And because I was coming back from being really sick in January, we wanted to do what was easiest for us. I'm not gonna lie about
Yeah.
that. I was really, really sick in January. I don't
She had COVID real bad. A lot of people had COVID real bad. That's, it is what it is. It's not as nothing to do with her weight.
don't know if it was clear to people how sick I was. And I really had to do a lot of recovery and work on my stamina. So
Yeah, I
I had
bet.
to, again, slow down. And that meant kind of just doing what was most accessible to us at the time. I saw a couple of you asking for advice on starting your own channels. And I thought that was really
This is what I thought was funny.
interesting. First, thank you for thinking that I'm a good enough creator to ask because sometimes
I honestly, she has managers at this point. So, and when she started her YouTube channel, it was a different game.
I really question if I've got my ish together, and that made me feel good. But second, I would say stick with what you love.
Bad advice. Unfortunately, you have to stick what you can get an audience for.
The people who succeed in being a creator do what they love and what they
They do what the audience wants.
have a passion for. And if you don't wake up in the morning thinking about creating content, I wouldn't recommend this as a career because it takes a long time. Like here,
It doesn't have to be a career. You could just do this on the side. A lot of us don't have this as a full-time job.
I'm obviously now a large creator with a large following, both
She say large.
size and following. But it took a long time to get where I am, especially on YouTube. YouTube, I think, is the hardest to grow.
As opposed to Rumble? Not TikTok, because TikTok you'll never make any money. What's the other one? I can't even think of any other ones. So, yeah, it's YouTube or nothing. You're not getting on Rumble unless you're taking like political commentary. And YouTube. Um, TikTok is only for shorts, and I would stay off of it if I was any sort of serious creator, which I am.
But what I would say is like quick tips that work for generally anyone in any topic and any style is consistency.
Yes.
And that literally even comes down to the day you post. So if you are going to commit to posting once a week on Thursdays, you need to post once a week on Thursdays. Now, we're pretty good about that, but that's even something that I'm trying to be better at.
Of course.
If you
Yeah, well, life can get in your way. It's simple as that.
can't post once a week, that's okay. If you're posting every other week, just make sure it's always every other week if you're doing YouTube. And on Instagram, it's the same thing. If you're posting every other day, keep consistent with every other day. I think there's a lot of people that ignore how important just being consistent and showing up continually is. And I would say if that's something I
Well, it's like any other job. You have to be consistent, you have to show up, you have to be engaged.
was like if I had to give one tip to a new creator, I would say how underrated and how impactful that can be. The other thing that's a general, like, works for everybody kind of thing is know your keywords. Try to incorporate them into what you say, into your captions, into your tags, into your.
So, agreed with what you say and how you title your videos. Tags are a waste of time, but it you have to do it anyways, but I don't spend a lot of time on them.
Hashtags, whatever you're using, think about the words you use and what people might be looking for. That's going to help your content be discovered. And as a new channel, that's super important.
Yeah, you got to figure out how to get the algorithm to pick you up.
And then lastly, know who you are. Know what message you're trying to send, set rules and boundaries as far as what is and is not okay for the world to see, and stick to those rules like they are your core identity, because they are. And for me, I don't have to question whether something's on brand or off brand anymore because I just know, because I know who I am and I know who I am online.
And you know who your audience is.
And basically the same person, just with less personal information. So those are 3 tips I would say for getting started. Beyond that, it really comes down to like analyzing and looking at your channel and giving you specific advice. But those 3 things I think can help anyone who's looking to be a creator on literally any channel. I'm reading this one just because it's a faux compliment and it made me feel good. Why are you so funny? I love your personality. Thank you.
Just so you know, as an overweight person, you kind of have to be funny. At least growing up, I felt like that.
I did just one vanity question. I'm so funny, honestly, if we want to be real honest about why I'm funny, is because that's how I deal with difficult things. I make jokes, and I think if I can make them funny, then they're
Okay.
less painful.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'm funny, because I've used humor as a tool to deal with pain. Very true, honest. Therapy again. Yeah. How long have you been single? I've
Forever.
been single. Honestly, the last person I dated for about 5 months,
Huh?
and I broke up with them a year ago. Yeah. I actually prefer being single. I thought this person made it worth it. Well, they didn't. And that's okay. I'm actually not unhappy being single. I think that's a rare hot take, but for real, I don't miss not having a partner. I'm not hugely into like sex. Just it's just not something that I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta have it right now. And modern inventions make it quite easy to take care of myself.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I'm okay being single, and I've been single for about a year now. I gotta talk about this one because I feel it's a little effed up. And I feel like this is like a great example of me. Should I read this or should I not read it? I'm
Don't
just
read
gonna
it.
read it. Will you ever feel comfortable talking about your mother? Why did she pass so young? I understand if that's private. Maybe it's too personal. I'm sorry. If I don't talk about it, there's a reason.
Yeah, I'm going to let her finish in a minute, but just if you don't know, supposedly, I believe her mom and her sister died very young due to obesity related issues. That is what I've been told. Well, that is what I have read on the farms.
And this is one of those things that I find very fascinating about my job is how comfortable people feel asking things that really just are totally not okay. Um, I just don't think you would go up to a stranger or someone that you've never.
This is Anna's cake moment. This is Anna's cake gate. It's like she took a lesson from the Amberlynn Reed School of blaming her audience.
Had coffee with and asked them about the death of, the tragic death of their mother in their childhood. Like that's just, it's just not appropriate. And I don't mean to be mean. I understand it's weird for you because you feel very close to me. And I appreciate all the love and support you guys give me, but I'm not talking about it for a reason. And some of that has to do with my own emotional issues. And some of that has to do with respecting my family. And I just appreciate if you guys realize that I'm pretty open, right? About a lot of things.
Just not that.
If I'm not talking about it, there's a reason.
Well, she doesn't talk about her sex life every day either.
And bringing it up and asking to know it's not okay.
Oh, Anna, tell her to go burn in heck with the former president. Tell her, tell her.
And I don't want to be angry at you because I don't think you approached this viciously or meant to do me any harm. But now I'm going to be affected by it in ways that you may never understand.
Well, okay. She, again, Amberlynn Reed School of blaming your audience. Did she have to take the question? You know, she had said before that she doesn't read her comments. She reads some of her comments, but a lot of them she has a friend review and she eliminates the really bad ones. Um, and then she'll, read the good ones. Fine. Why don't you do that? That's fine. You should have had somebody pick through these questions and make sure the ones that were included were ones that weren't going to bother you. Because I'm sure the very close friend that reviews your comments knows that you do not like to talk about your mother.
So if I'm not talking about it, there's a reason why. I have to settle this one. I have to settle this one because this is the funniest thing about me online. And I talk about this with my friend all the time. I joke about it all the time. John and I joke about it. The question is, do you have a drinking problem? It's so funny because I'm sober.
Okay, so in all fairness, if y'all peruse the farms, she has a thread on there, right? And it's basically the premise of her thread is about how she's, a day drinker alcoholic. And I bet you, no doubt, she was during the lockdowns because she needs people. Being alone was not good for her.
I've been sober now for like 4 months. And prior to that, I drank maybe once a month. I spent most of my adult life
She only drank on days that ended in Y, guys.
over a brief period in my 20s. I went out. That's what people do in their 20s. But right now, I find drinking alcohol really unproductive. So if I am drinking something on camera nowadays, it's literally just for camera, or it's like a special rare occasion that I really want to celebrate, like a glass of champagne on like a big occasion. But I would say for the last literally 4 months, I have not had any alcohol at all.
Although it could be that when they started putting her on the medication for Hashimoto's, she had no choice but to not drink. That is always possible.
And I've never in the past 10 years even been close to what one would call an alcoholic.
Well, there's some that claim that she does videos drunk. I don't know. Just like they say Emerlyn does videos high. Maybe.
And it's fascinating to me that people think I'm one and that's like some giant like internet like scheme against me is that I'm an alcoholic because I'm just so far from it. I'm so far removed from that culture. I don't go to bars. I don't really have alcohol in my house. Like, where do you think I'm drinking? Like, I just don't get it.
I don't understand why this is so funny.
Sorry, every time sometimes when I'm with John and Tracy and I do something stupid, I blame it on my drinking problem. And it's become this like inside drunk.
There you go.
It's become this inside joke that I'm an alcoholic, but I'm not. Yeah. I don't care. If you want to think I'm an alcoholic, keep on keeping on. It's very amusing to me. The last thing I'm going to answer is I think it's just, it's a good way to address it. It's have you lost any weight? I'm going to be very real with you.
Prepare for fence sitting.
Not really. I've maybe lost a couple here and there, but I do think my body has changed a lot. I have been considerably more active. I've had considerably more energy, and my body is receiving nutrients it hasn't had in years. So I have noticed that my body is changing. I don't know if it's necessary.
So she's receiving nutrients that she hasn't in years. Please don't tell me she's going to pull a Tess Holiday and say she was anorexic. Please, please, please.
I've lost a significant amount of weight at this point.
She has.
I think it's more that my body.
I don't know who's arguing for that.
Body is just really freaking happy that I've done everything it's done, and it's changing as a result of that. Whether that translates to more weight loss, I don't know. I'm just kind of enjoying the ride and enjoying feeling better in my body. As you guys know, I've been going to a lot of doctors, and there's a reason, because I was sick, and now I'm getting healthy, and I think that's what you guys are seeing. I don't know if it's necessarily specifically weight loss at this point. I think it's more just like, wow, we're functioning like we should. We have more of a glow. I don't know. I feel like I have more of a glow.
So it just occurred to me that y'all probably can't see the blinking microwave. And it's sad because this is the end of the video almost. And I had to sit there completely distracted by it. So now for these last few minutes, you can be distracted by it.
I also feel like I have way more energy, which is fantastic. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Those are the questions I'm answering today. There were a lot more, but I feel like some of these questions about confidence and self-esteem and what to do when you're lonely and those things, I think those deserve an entire video to themselves. I wanted to stick to questions that were like, made sense I could answer in a couple minutes. So recap if you missed it all.
See, it's flashing food, food, food.
Not sure I've lost weight. Don't care if you have weight loss surgery or whatever you do. Not an alcoholic, but people think I am. Don't talk about my dead mom. And last guy I dated was like a year ago. That's the speed rounding to the end. With that, have an amazing rest of your day. I'll check you later, and peace.
All right, guys. So, what did you think? I know a lot of you don't care for my Amberlin. Well, that too. Most of you don't care for the glitter and lasers react, but I just saw this and I thought it was kind of funny, and also how kind of deluded poor Anna is. Guys, she needs weight loss surgery pretty much just as bad as Amber does. That's all I'm going to say. But anyways, I hope you'll tune in for my next video. And once again, don't forget to check out my new channel if you're into travel. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.